So this is basically the setup for the 100 Years War. Get a view of the whole map here. And what makes this scenario a little different, they have some special rules here. Basically, the kings help you roll for an initiative. And by keeping your kings in England or Ile-de-France, and it helps. So do you move him out or not is the question. The English player can move 2 leaders across friendly controlled sea connections, and then Joan of Arc has a special rule when as the battle commander, the English have to roll to see if they do anything on the first round. And it can also affect the French player too. So those are kind of special rules for this scenario that the Lion in the Winter does not have. But it's a bit more Spartan startup than the other one too. But concentrated, they already have kings. And so we'll see how this one goes. This is the start of turn 2. Not much happened. England kept the king there. The French moved over here into Normandy and actually got lucky and took control. The English took control of Brittany. The leaders came in and now they're going to fight this turn. But the English did actually send down, get rid of him, a leader moved down and took Aquitaine there. And the French were able to take Flanders, and also need to take that. Control, and was a fairly quiet turn because they had a lot of impulses but no leaders to really take advantage of that fact. And with victory points was basically equal, so no change there. And so on to this is the status of beginning of turn 3. We got the center here. A few battles over Normandy, Brittany. And we have victory points of 3. The English have got control of England. And we're on to turn 4. Turn 3. So this is the start of turn 4. So on turn 3, Charles V tried to take Normandy, but with Henry, better combat helped defeat Charles, but Charles completely rolled badly. Edward of Woodstock took Ile-de-France and totally wiped those guys out with his better combat roll. But placement of leaders, Bertrand is here for the French, and he's going to hopefully stay alive for some time to help out with the French cause. Down here, Charles tried to take Gascony control, didn't. Philippe stayed there, took control. Charles was able to retreat here, but he can't. Forgot he was disgraced, so he can't take control of that. But the English in their leader roles lost quite a bit of leaders up here in England. They died, but French got a capture leader here, and the English are doing well with victory points unlike the last scenario. And it's got the longbowmen coming in, so the French are going to have some issues here. I'm going to figure out how to help that, because the French would like some knights to help out. So that's going to be the end of turn 3 and the start of turn 4. So this is the start of turn 5 status. The English lost their leader in Scotland, died, but the French had the option of taking that unit because the English took that unit, a much better unit for Flanders. The leader is that Philippe. But turn 4 was not a lot of action, but the English lost their king there in Ile de France, died. Big battle in Brittany was taken by the French. Normandy stayed the same, except the leader died. French kind of took the center here, new leaders coming in, but the big one was he took control of Aquitaine. So the French actually gained a single victory point, but they would have gained more, but they had their leader there in jail who lived, whereas the one that the French captured died. The French also lost their king there in a battle. He died, completely wiped out by the archers, and then one of the archer leaders died. And then we have Richard II here as the king. More archer longbowmen coming in. So the French are without a king. They had theirs, but it wasn't in the mainland. And now the English do, so they're going to help with the impulse initiative for turn 5. But the French position is gaining somewhat with their leaders. So during turn 5, the English was able to maintain and get their victory points up to 3. They captured, there was 3 people captured. He was captured, the French actually, he was needed, so he was ransomed. So they removed control for Barry, and here to ransom him. There was another prisoner who died, so only he survived. The British actually, or the English, maintain control here, which is helping with their victory points. The big battle in Ile de France, and then all the leaders died there. Bernard tried to take Norway and kill the king, Richard II, and failed by this a bit of poor die rolling and great roll by Richard II, because with the bows helped, and there was another leader in Normandy, he died. Mad King Charles, he's a king now, so the French have got king there, so it will help with the initiative roll. The English have the king, so it won't be a negative. They won't get the positive because he's not in England. And outside of that, the English are edging forward, playing. The English side is maintaining, keeping the island free, making sure they have that level of victory points, and then trying to disrupt the victory point control of the French. But as the French are getting the rest of the country up and controlled, is keeping the victory points down for the English a little bit, but the problem is captured leaders has been putting a dent in that for the French. And leader loss due to the die rolling has been hit or miss. You got a lot of old guys from previous turns. They all go away pretty quickly, and then you have to adjust a bit. But it hasn't been too much of a problem right now so far after 5 turns. And on to turn 6, the halfway point. So this is the end of turn 6 and the start of turn 7. The English maintained England, but a leader is coming here in Scotland for the French. Funny enough, Richard II is still alive, and we have Henry IV coming in. The French have no king. Had King Charles was killed. The French were able to maintain some more provinces in the back. They're still got a leader. They had 3 in there. Ile-de-France was controlled by the English, killed Mad King Charles there, and then the 2 leaders that were there died for the English. And they also lost their Flemish leader that was in Campania, and so lost a lot of leaders in this turn, but there's quite a few that came back, and others are staying in, like Mortimer there. He's turn 5? No, that's it. No, Owen Glendower. He's the one that's still hanging in there, and Richard II. And the French are pretty standard for leaders. So, but the English are still sitting. They lost a little bit this turn. They're at 14. And so the French are kind of maintaining. If they can take some of the English here that are on the other side of the channel and push them back and cause some distractions up here in Scotland, as tradition would hold, hopefully they can wear the English down and gain some victory points back. But the English lead is quite high, and if the French lose leaders, and we had a turn with a lot of impulses, so a lot of movement around, and so low impulses kind of slows the game down, and it helps whoever's in the lead because they don't have to, they can maintain, which is basically what the French did last turn. There were so many turns with low impulses that they didn't have to do much, and the English couldn't bring enough leaders or forces basically to push the French back, and the French were able to hold a lot of the provinces in the back, far away from the English, so that helped. So we'll see if the English can use that strategy on the French. On to turn 7. So, had a comment of someone wanting to see the sequence of play all the way through. So basically, phase 1 is to determine the initiative player. And so we have here blue dice for the French, red dice for the English. You roll. The English have a king, but he's not in England, so no down for him. But the French don't have a king, so he's actually a 4. The English is at 3, so the French actually win the impulse, so they move over. They have the initiative, which kind of sucks in some respects and better in others. But then we take the lowest dice, which is 3 plus 2, so it's 5. And then the non-initiative player gets 1 less. And so next is conducting the impulses, moving around and things. So we'll show that's just moving the people around, and we'll but I need to think about what I'm going to be doing for that, so pause for now. So for the impulses that I did, so the English moved 2 guys here to cover Scotland. The English player sent Henry IV to Brittany, but with Bernard he had control and himself, so he could still move out, and Henry would be stuck by the control marker. Came in to England to take control of that. That forced the English player to move Richard up to England from Normandy, and then the English also moved at a later impulse. They moved Owen Glendower over to Ile-de-France. The French player moved in here. Oh, put my aggressor here in the English. Into Anjou, got him stuck there, and then they moved Bernard up from Gascony and to cover Brittany. Hopefully they can hold it. And that was the turn. And then basically now would be resolving all these battles. So this is the results of combat. The English defended Scotland. Actually, we forgot this battle. So we'll do this on camera. So he's got 6. Richard. So Richard's in command. He's got Archer and Mortimer there. He's got Archer, so there's 2 Archer, and he's got 3 command, so not very good. So he got 3 dice because that's the maximum troops maxed out, and 2 Archers, so he's got 5 dice. Whereas Bertrand here, he's at 3, but his combat command is 4 to Richard's 1, so he gets a +3 to his die rolls. So he's the attacker, so he rolls and he gets 3 hits right off the bat, and then Richard gets 1 hit. So Richard gets 1 hit, so just knock that down to 1. He's got that 3. Do this. And so calculate how much. It's still 3 and 2. 5 for Richard. It gets no hits. Bertrand, he gets 2 hits. And alright, so Richard, he's 1, 2, 5, so he's got his 3 plus the 2 archers, so it's still 5. Ooh, he gets 2 hits. And Bertram, he gets 2 hits. Alright, so Richard is 1, 2, 3, so it's still 5. Bertrand's still 3. He rolls 2 hits. Richard, ooh, he gets 2 hits. But this is 2 hits to Richard, so he goes, and Roger goes. So now Richard's down to 1 troop for himself, and then 1 archer, so he's 1, 1, 2. Misses, and then Bertrand, he's down to 1 and 2, but he's still plus 3. And he gets 6, 1 hit. And Richard's out. And after that, takes it, English king gone away. So the English player will roll for elimination chart for Richard. He's a 1 plus 3. So it's a 4. He died, which is kind of okay because he was on turn 4, so you probably have died anyways on the turn. And then Roger here. 1, so 5, and he's captured, which is actually good because we'll get one of those French leaders out. And then after a combat, because Henry the IV took this, that wiped everybody out there. It was pretty battle here. Owen Glendower maintain somewhat control there in Ile-de-France. Anjou was a battle there, but it's neutralized. So this turn, a lot of troops got wiped out for both sides. And then we see who controls the areas. England goes away. These are all good from Brittany. Lost control there. So since Owen Glendower is there in Ile-de-France, so he needs to roll 1. Oh, crap. He gets it. And then John Gaunt. Oh, he gets it too. Wow, that's 2 1s in a row. So since you're rolling for control by their star, and so that was lucky for the English. And then we raised the troops, placed mercenaries. I just placed their mercenaries in their area, always there. Kind of easy. So every controlled area, that's troops. So Normandy, French. Bertrand, he removed the control on England, so, and 2 in Scotland. And then you redeploy them where you want to go. Everybody's connected. Let's see, but let's see who's coming in this turn. So we got this turn. Oh, it's going to be interesting. French and English are both going to go into Normandy at the same time. So I'm going to come in at England and then Orleans. So we're going to have to figure out where to put these guys. He's got 2. Yeah, keep Scotland will keep their guys there. They'll split them. He's got nothing there. So the English controls this, and there's and since the initiative was won by the French, the English will be able to take these troops because they're the non-initiative player, so they get first pick of leaders, and which probably would be that. Yeah, that would be good. Taking Jean cause problems in Burgundy for the French. And also there's a possibility the routed player will come in on somebody's side, but if he lives. And also these guys, English player will probably come back, but the one of the French here will come in. So these guys are cut off. They're stuck there. Can maneuver. He's full up. Since we know probably we'll move it out of there so the English player can't take him. We'll leave there because they'll be able to take them too. Alright. So there's that. And then we determine who lives and who dies. So this is turn 7, so Henry's roll on 1. He lives. So it's John Falstaff. He's good. Henry Percy. He lives. Come on. Bertrand here, he's at a 3. 3. So a 1 through 4. So he's probably going to die. Yeah. Thomas there. He's good. Owen Glendower, no, he's gone. But at least he took Ile-de-France. Let's see what we got here. Louise, yeah, so 4, so he's still good. John Holt. Still good. And Henry 4. And he's still good. Now for comes it. Oh. let's take this. These two guys will be ransomed. So, Jean, Liz, Roger, Liz, Louis, turn 5. Yeah, he's still good. And Jean probably not. Oh, no, he's good. So actually the French. Oh, no, he's not good. They stay in the tower. That's not good because that's 3 negative points unless I... oh, I should have... yeah. Since I know Burgundy's going to go to the English side, he's going to pay for the ransom with Burgundy. So, and they will come out. So that's the play for that. And so the French player is going to get loads of leaders compared to the English player. And we place the leaders. So English player, look at these. This is going to be black, English, French. So out of these, the English player is going to take that and put him in Burgundy, so he gets 2 in his home country. French player is actually going to take... no, there's 2 guys there. He's going to take Eileen, so he gets 1. And do they want Roger or Percy? Yeah, so English is going to take Roger. He's going to actually flip. And then French will take Roger and he'll be Wales. And then these go on the home areas and then yeah. Now the troops have to all be assigned, and the English player in each area gets the first choice. So let's do Normandy, and we'll take it. And actually the French is the aggressor here. Ile de France, he'll take troops. Actually, the aggressor. Okay. And these will go away since there's no one there. Get rid of all the extra guys that are not with leaders. And that's it. And then we adjust the score. So every 3 area is worth 2 points, and areas 1 and 2 are 1 points. And now that no one's captured, so there's no points there, but so the English are at 14. So we'll count the English side. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so they get 9. 6 minus 6, so they're up 3. So English gain 3 points. And then on to the next turn. So this is the start of turn 9. So the English are here at 24. They gained quite a bit of victory points. The French tried to take Ile-de-France, but couldn't do it. They fought over Brittany, but no one has that anymore. There was some fighting in Normandy. The English actually maintained that. A lot of the French leaders weren't captured but routed, and when they, at the end of the turn, they were able to get some back. Jean Baudricourt, he came back. Well, actually, he was captured and ransomed. We have again Scotland being fought over, but the English for this turn was able to maintain control of all their areas, and they were able to gain Burgundy. That's where they're, and Flanders is keeping them gaining way more victory points than the French, and the French are having problems taking these areas back. Part of the reason is the English have way more archer leaders, which help with the die rolling, and better combat units. So it's been hard for the French to take areas towards the end of this game, and it's been kind of stalemated through the battles and lucky die rolling, and in the battles the English have been able to maintain, which is their play, because they're gaining a little bit each turn, so they progress closer to the 30-point mark, and with only 3 turns in and 6 victory points, it's looking pretty good for the English. So we'll see if the French can turn it around to go all the way to turn 12, but we shall see. So this is the end of turn 9. French lost. The turn 9 was kind of a defeat for the French in the sense that they couldn't take any of the areas controlled by the English. They were defeated in Ile-de-France. And part of the reason was, because they could only do basically 2 attacks, was the impulses were only down to 3 for the English and 2 for the French. They'd lost the battle in Scotland, and they could do a battle in Ile-de-France, and they tried to take Burgundy. And not Burgundy, they fought in Orleans. The English had defeated them there, so they lost control of that, but they weren't able to take anything, and then 2 people got captured. So it just completely got decimated on this turn. They got over 30 relatively easy for the English. And at the end of turn 9, Joan of Arc came in. But game ended before anything could happen on turn 10.